you can almost say like that's ironic. Like if you hate the Republican Party that much and associate them with Nazism, and I mean the right does it all the time to the left too. Anytime they can make a link to, usually typically the Soviet Union, they'll look for the side. It's like we're looking for something to validate our biases or our worldview. So I get that a little bit, but I figure that it's amazing. Yeah, it's baffling to me that we can get so worked up about something that's you can't really come to a hard conclusion one way or the other. So it's almost like you want to hate, you just want to have an excuse to hate or something.
Well, part of it is I think, people who want to change it, they're probably not going to be happy even if they do change it, because the people who want it changed are largely people who hate Republicans and conservatives anyway. And so if you change it for them, they're not going to be happy about that. You're really not making anybody happy by changing it. But I mean, more importantly than that, I think, is this idea that like a symbol can be forever tainted by somebody using it in a bad way. And like, I don't think one of the people who was talking on this Clubhouse meeting was talking about the swastika. And he was saying the swastika is an ancient Hindu symbol, and he's a Hindu. And he's like, it's a symbol of my religion. And it always has been for thousands of years. It's a symbol of my religion. And you can't tell me you're going to take away symbols of my religion because the Nazis, who I have no connection to and have nothing about, did something bad with that symbol. Suddenly you're destroying an entire people's religious symbol that they've had for thousands of years because of that. He said, that's ridiculous. You can't do that. And I think that's a really good point. Where like, what if I started a hate group? Well, let's not say me for the sake of argument. Yeah. Let's say, what if someone started a hate group tomorrow and their symbol was the Star of David? Like, we're a hate group and our symbol was the Star of David. Would that mean that the Jewish people could no longer use the Star of David ever again, even though they've used it for thousands of years? Just because this one evil group decided to use it as their symbol? Like, that seems like you can't, like, people are all upset about cultural appropriation. You shouldn't be able to just take someone's symbol that they've had for a long time and ruin it for them.
Yeah. Again,
it seems wrong to me.
Yeah, I see that, like, the scale and the massive size of the movement that the Third Reich was gigantic.
Yeah.
But I guess you could relate.
Not as gigantic as Hinduism.
No, nowhere close.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, but on a much smaller scale, in a way, the KKK did appropriate the cross in a lot of ways. They would throw up burning crosses. So, again, that's such a small data point. I mean, the KKK was never that substantial to begin with.
Right.
But, I mean, you could, I guess, follow that logic and say, oh, because the KKK used the cross, now it's a hate symbol.
Well, there's another
Christianity, you're screwed. Go find yourself a new symbol.
There was another example where, like, early in the Trump presidency, he had something that had an eagle on it, and they were saying, "Oh, it's a Nazi eagle. Look at that Nazi eagle." And it's like, well, yeah, the Nazis used eagles, and so did FDR. And so like the National Recovery Act that he passed for the Great Depression has the same eagle symbol on it, and that's a national bird of America. The eagle is an American symbol too. And so, yeah, you can't just say nobody can use eagles anymore because the Nazis used eagles. It seems silly to me.